Good morning, SKN. I'm Andre Cunningham.
And I am Cortensia Carty, and welcome to episode number 326 on this beautiful Thursday morning. Andre, how are you doing? How was your rest?
I had a restful one.
Oh, good, good. Of course, I sure did.
Awesome.
And you know, I'm happy to be up in the mornings because I'm a morning person.
I am definitely not a morning person, but I'm getting used to it.
Good stuff, folks. So we hope that you're up and ready to face your day as we begin this morning here at Good Morning SKN with local news. This comes from Loop Caribbean. St. Kitts and Nevis, Kaim Caesar will have the opportunity to fulfill his dreams of playing in the NFL as he has signed a contract with the Baltimore Ravens. Caesar, a former Ohio University defensive tackle, was one of 13 underrated free agent signings for the Baltimore Ravens. A post on the Baltimore Ravens website said the UDFAs are a valued part of the team's roster as they are used to fill roles and holes that may develop during the season. Baltimore noted that it utilized 9 undrafted free agents last season. Caesar will be part of a training camp that will include Baltimore's recent signings such as wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. and a talented 6-player draft class led by first-round wide receiver Zay Flowers. The 25-year-old, who is from Keon in St. Kitts, has been receiving a lot of support from his family and friends and social media following the news of his contract signing. One relative wrote, and quote, "Changing my NFL team to Baltimore Ravens. Kaim Caesar. The Caesar clan is proud, proud, proud. God is able. You did it." In response, he thanked everyone for their support. He said, unquote, "Thank you, everyone. It means a lot. God bless."
And still on the local scene, this one comes to us from the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, SKNIS. Ambassador Malgorzata Wasiluska, head of the European Union EU delegation to Barbados, the Eastern Caribbean states, OECS, CARICOM, and the delegation's head of cooperation, David Mogollon, recently visited the St. Kitts Nevis Bureau of Standards Metrology Lab for a first-hand look at the benefits of upgrades and capacity building supported by financial assistance from the EU. During the visit, the delegation met with Mr. Stuart Laplace, Director of the Bureau, and Mr. Lee Audin, Head of the Metrology Lab. Their discussions focused on lab enhancements and capacity building facilitated through 2 projects supported by funds provided by the EU under the CARIFORUM EU Economic Partnership Agreement (EPA) and CARICOM Single Market and Economy (CSME) standby facility for capacity building, which is managed by the Caribbean Development Bank (CDB). The first project, strengthening of the regional quality infrastructure in Barbados, Dominica, and St. Kitts and Nevis, is implemented by CARICOM Regional Organization for Standards and Quality (CROSQ), while implementation of the second project, strengthening the national quality infrastructure, training and equipment for conformity assessment, is led by the St. Kitts Nevis SKNBS. The delegation also participated in a brief tour of the lab, which included a short demonstration of the use and advantages of equipment acquired through both initiatives.
Our preceding story comes from Win Media SKN. Diplomatic Week in the Federation came to a close last week on April 28, when various diplomats associated with St. Kitts and Nevis came together to foster continued multilateral partnerships in the face of a constant state of globalization. As the Ministry of Foreign Affairs et al., the Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas said, diplomats must be tactful, not timid, and all interventions must have an impact. During the week of activities, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs hosted a panel discussion on multilateralism, which featured participation from the President of the Caribbean Development Bank, the CDBC, Dr. Hyginus Jean Leon, Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the ECCB, Timothy Antoine, St. Kitts and Nevis Ambassador to Panama, Her Excellency Sherry Truss, Ambassador for the Eastern Caribbean States to the to the Kingdom of Morocco, His Excellency Ian Quilly, and St. Kitts and Nevis High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, His Excellency Dr. Kevin Isaac. Diplomatic Week 2023 ran from April 23rd through 28th under the theme Driving Change, Advancing a Vision for a Sustainable Island State. Now for the local weather, it is mostly sunny with a high of 86 and a low of 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Take a look at your local weather as we take a quick break, and we will return with regional and international news.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you.
And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We now continue with the latest in regional news. This one comes to us from the Antigua newsroom. Antigua and Barbuda's government has entered into a partnership with Airpeace, Africa's biggest private carrier, to enhance investments in Leah 2020 Limited. The collaboration involves both parties investing in Leah 2020, an Antigua-based airline, through cash and other assets, with Airpeace acquiring a majority stake. The objective is to establish an airline capable of meeting the demand for inter-island connectivity in the Eastern Caribbean. Leah 2020 is expected to provide secure and dependable air transport services for passengers and cargo across the region and beyond. According to a statement from the Office of the Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister Ep.326 stressed the government's commitment to the carrier's revitalization, which is critical to the Caribbean region's social and economic progress. He also expressed gratitude for Allen Onyema's continued interest in investing substantially in Leah 2020. Airpeace, Africa's largest privately owned airline, operates a fleet of over 38 aircrafts and has over 3,000 employees, serving markets in Africa, the Middle East, India, China, and Israel, with plans to expand into Europe.
Okay, anything for inter-island connectivity, I'm for.
Awesome
so
news there for Leah.
I wish them all the best as
Indeed.
they proceed. On the international scene, our news today comes from BBC. Meta, Facebook, and Instagram's parent firm has reported a profit of $5.7 billion for the first quarter of this year, surpassing expectations for a period in which many jobs were cut. It said artificial intelligence AI was driving good results across its business. Total revenue was $28.6 billion, while the number of people on Facebook every month rose to just under 3 billion. Chief Executive Mark Zuckerberg said, and quote, "Our community continues to grow. We are also becoming more efficient so we can build better products faster and put ourselves in a stronger position to deliver our long-term vision," end quote. Mr. Zuckerberg told investors Meta sees an opportunity to introduce AI agents to billions of people in ways that will be useful and meaningful. While offering few details, he said that Meta was, and quote, "exploring chat experiences in WhatsApp and messengers, visual creation tools for posts in Facebook and Instagram, and ads, and over time video and multimodal experience as well," end quote. Well, everything's growing, so that is
Awesome
good indeed.
stuff, awesome stuff.
Indeed. Well, folks, there you have it for regional and international news. You know us here at Good Morning SKN. We have lots in store. So stay tuned. Go tell a friend to tell their friend to turn on their devices and return. We will be back shortly.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Our first guests this morning are here from the St. Kitts Nevis Swimming Federation to tell us all about swimming. This morning we have the president of the St. Kitts Nevis Swimming Federation, Mr. Eldon Thomas, and Secretary Timothy Morton. Gentlemen, welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing good. I know Mr. Mon can speak for himself. I'm doing good, and just want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here and to speak about swimming in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
It's indeed a pleasure to be here.
Indeed. So let's dive right into it. Tell us, why was the reason to develop a swimming federation?
Well, we've had a swimming federation before now, but one of the main reasons we want to harness our young children, boys and girls, and develop the swim sport in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, because swimming is the only life-saving skill. And not only that, when we look on the international platform, we recognize that swimming is becoming a very dominant sport. And once ago, we used to hear about, mostly Caucasians, we used to say white people who are dominant in swimming, but now the blacks are dominating the swimming arena. So we want to also put our young children, our boys and girls out there on the international stage to perform, because the potential is here.
Indeed. So I know you are the president and I know Mr. Morton is the secretary. What other roles do you both hold in the Swimming Federation?
I'll let Mr. Morton speak first.
Yes. Yes, I'm the secretary. Predominantly, my role is to deal with correspondences between the executive and the member federations, the member clubs, and ensure that there is smooth communication, and to ensure also that we keep them in the loop. One of the mandate that we have as a swimming federation is to ensure that there is complete transparency in everything that we do. So in order to do that, communication is, paramount.
Of course. So currently, tell us how many more persons are there that make up the federation or groups?
Clubs?
Yes.
We have quite a few clubs. Most of the clubs come from Nevis. We have a few down here. Eldon has a club. Blue Marlin. Myself have a club as well. Paradise in Swimming Academy. And they bring it in Nevis. There is Eldon, help me out with
Swim
the other.
Right. There's also Swim Right in Nevis.
Yes.
We actually have 3, I think, in Nevis. We have Timothy's Club, we have Blue Marlin, we have also Pontin's Boat and Swimming Academy. And in Nevis there is Bring It, there is Swim Right. Those 2 clubs mainly for swimming. But we also have a very good executive working along with the team. We have Mr. Elias Lee, who is the vice president. We have also 2 trustees, Ms. Daly Rowe and Ms. Remilys Clark. Ms. Remilys Clark, sorry, is the treasurer. And Mr. Ned Lestrade is the trustee. And Mr. Timothy, as was said earlier, is the secretary. So we have a very good executive, and we are working together to ensure, as Mr. Morton said, that things are done properly, that the sport is properly developed. We communicate regularly with the Pan Americas. Those are the ones who are over our federations and around here, and they report to FINA. So we are already affiliated with FINA. So we are hoping now we're working towards getting affiliation with the St. Kitts Nevis Olympic Committee. So, and then once that is achieved, then that's a platform higher for us and for the children as well in regards to benefit and exposure and everything.
You speak about the Olympic Committee. The Olympics is next year, right? If I'm correct.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Is there any one swimmer that you gentlemen can identify that you think that will be ready for next year once you would have gotten attached to the Olympic Committee here in St. Kitts?
The possibility exists. There is one swimmer that we have, and she's currently representing us at the World Games.
Oh, nice.
That should be coming in, I think, is June, July, somewhere around there. But we're going to be participating again in the OSS Championships and also Carif the next year. We have our head coach, who's Mr. James Weeks, and we collaborate with another coach, international coach out of Suriname, in the name of Mr. Yash. So hopefully we'll be pushing off a camp again this summer. We'll bring Yash in to collaborate with our coaches and to get our swimmers prepped and ready for OSS and Carif the next year.
I like the sound of that.
So Eldon, you just told us about that one particular person who is representing the federation so far.
Yes.
So collectively, are you all working on a national swimming team to represent the federation anytime soon?
We have a national team.
Awesome.
Yes, the national team represented us in the OECS for the very first time last year. We came 5th, which to me was very good because we just harnessed that national team, and they went and they did very well. I think the age group is from 8 to 14, 15, around there. And so what we do, we have events, and we are planning as an executive to have a number of events annually. And what we do, we look at the skill set of the children, and we draft them into the national team, and we begin to work on them, have them develop their skills more, stronger swimmers, faster swimmers. And so because the bigger national team we have, the stronger our representation is on the international stage.
I agree.
Indeed.
And additionally, what we want to do as an association is to ensure that we, as much as possible, expose as many children to the sport of swimming. Many persons don't see swimming as a sport. Probably they see it as a pastime. The major sports here, track and field and football and so on. But swimming is, sometimes overlooked. But we want to try as much as possible to get as many children exposed to that sport. And once we get that done, I think that we'll be able to see the talent. We have a lot of talented children in St. Kitts Nevis, and I think once we give them the opportunity, we expose them to the sport, we will see the talent, and then we'll be able to develop it, harness it, and we'll have swimmers at all the different championships, regionally and internationally.
Indeed. So I'll start with you, Mr. Morton. How did you learn to swim?
Well, I learned to swim from very young when I lived in Halfway Tree, close to the coast. So I had to learn to swim when we go into the sea with friends. You know, they would do stuff and traumatize you sometimes.
Push you
so,
in, and then you just figure it out.
Yes.
Okay. Alan, was that the same for you?
No, I learned to swim in the Pathfinder ministry. I think I would have said that some time back. Yes, as a Pathfinder, one of the things we teach like outdoor camping skills and different things, and coming through the ropes. Back then, you had to be a swimmer. You had to learn to swim in order to qualify and to advance in the different classes in the Pathfinder ministry. So that's where I learned to swim, and then I got better and developed it and fell in love with it more.
Awesome.
So did you go through any form of certifications? Because I don't remember.
Yes. I was first certified as a lifeguard with the St. Kitts Nevis Coast Guard, and then I became a swim instructor with FINA. That's the World Swimming Organization. Then I got my level 1 certification. That's a little higher as a coach this time, not as an instructor, as a coach. Currently, we are supposed to be traveling the end of May to pursue myself, James, and then to pursue the level 2 of the FINA certification course. And I think Mr. Morton also would have done some levels of that. So
Yes.
Actually.
Yes, I'm a certified level 1 as well.
Okay. How many levels are there in swimming, by the way?
Well, I'm not sure in regards to the coach's level, but there's a level 3. But I was told by one of the instructors that once you reach level 2, unless you're like in those bigger countries we have mass swimmers, you don't necessarily around here, persons really go on to level 3. But then there are certification for officials, like technical officials, judges, and all those things. You can also advance into those areas. Then you start representing St. Kitts at FINA level and different things like that.
So, Ellen, I know St. Kittitians and Nevisians alike, they don't like to limit themselves to any level at all. But personally, what level, a higher level, would you actually want to see the Swimming Federation actually reach?
What I would like to see the Swimming Federation reach to the level where we can sit at the table with the government and begin to bring attention to the federation, have swimming as part of the curriculum in schools, have an indoor pool, where children can develop and learn. Because right now, I was in a meeting last week with FINA, where they're offering scholarships to swimmers, but because we haven't met that level, we're not privileged to receive that kind of scholarship. So my idea, coupled with, and I could speak for the team and this executive team, is that we want to reach that level where we have swimmers representing the federation, not on just regional level, international level. Okay, so that they are there representing us and they're performing well. But it will be a collaborative effort. It can't be just the executive or the federation. The government has to play a major role in this.
I like that. Well, gentlemen, we're going to take a short break and then we'll come back to continue with you both. So,
thank you.
GMSK Nation, stay tuned. Much more after this.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom. it.
An exotic experience.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN as we continue our conversation with President Eldon Thomas and Secretary Timothy Morton of the St. Kitts Nevis Swimming Federation. So, gentlemen, why is it, as persons or people that are surrounded by a body of water, that we do not learn to swim as early as we can? Doing some research, I was told as soon as a baby's eyes open, it can go in the water and it can learn how to swim. It helps with hand-eye coordination. But around these parts, our parents don't relinquish their kids until they're 4. Why?
Well, I don't know why. Timothy, you want to
Basically, it's a safety concern. Unlike in the US, most families here don't have pools, and the ocean is broad and wide and very risky. And they would more opt to have their children in a confined area, such as a pool, where they would be able to, save them. and when I speak to most parents, and that is one of their major concern, they feel better, safer, having their children, in a pool, learning to swim or swimming, as opposed to in open water. So that is one of the major things.
But open water has more buoyancy, and we are surrounded by the open water. We're not surrounded by pools.
I agree.
Because the pool too is in a confined area of our houses per se.
Right.
So why? The kids need to learn to swim as early as they can.
I believe it's education. Education may have something to do with it as well. Because as you mentioned earlier about the coordination, the visual and hand coordination and so on. And that is not instilled in our people. It's sad to say, but because if you look at children, especially let's say white children, Caucasians, as soon as they're born, parents have them playing in the pool, they have them naked, running around, getting them engaged in activities to help them to develop. But around here, we tend to move them away from that and kind of, umbrella them.
Keep them on land.
In regards to the safety thing, that plays a role as well. And what I would like to see, because we have water, so therefore the government, and we're going to call on the government because the buck always stops at the head.
Always.
Right? So if there's a safety concern, we have a body of water, there can be development where safety barriers are put in place to secure, at least to bring comfort to the minds of parents. That listen, no shark can get inside here. No big fish can get inside here. There are safety measures. The child can hold on to you if it gets tired. So in an open water, secure an area.
Yes.
We have what is called an open water floating pool. Had lanes and everything like that. Okay. You see, so things like that could be done in the ocean, but people want to know that there's some safety measures implemented for the children.
Additionally too, I think it's incumbent on the government as well to at least have some sort of formal curriculum as it relates to swimming. We have that for the different sports where track and field, football, tennis, netball, and so on. Those are offered at the primary school level. Swimming is not. So only those parents who are interested in their children learning to swim would
put them in a class,
and then those who don't have the necessary funds would not venture to do so. So once this is open to the primary schools, I think that we'll have a lot more children swimming and we'll be able to identify talent.
And I like that you mentioned funds, because we know some of the underprivileged children, their parents won't be able to send them to swim, and when they're thinking about putting food on the table. So I really see where we need to work with the governmental bodies to ensure that every child gets an opportunity and none is left behind.
True.
Yeah.
I agree. So, Mr. Morton, tell us, what is the importance of learning to swim, and what's the relationship with learning how to swim? How does it affect us and the relationship with the sea?
Very good question. Firstly, we are surrounded by water. And if you live on an island, you should at least have some, some sort of swimming skill. So essentially, that's the first point. Secondly, swimming is a sport. And I think that we should always try to give our children as much exposure to the different genres of sporting, different sporting discipline. And I think that once we do that, we'll have a lot of swimmers and we'll be able to identify the talent, as I said earlier. But I also want to mention that once we open up swimming in schools as a sport, I'm going to always nip on that point because I think that essentially has to be the starting point, or else it will stay, the status quo will remain. Until and unless we do that, we will have more of the same. We need to find some way of ensuring that we can expose the children to swimming. It's important. It's a life-saving skill. It's a skill that I think every national should have.
Life-saving. Why is it life-saving? For those of us who don't understand what that means.
There are instances where persons would go to the beach, to a pool party, to picnics and so on. And we've unfortunately heard situations where persons, drown. So it is a life-saving skill, particularly for younger children. If we expose them to that skill early, then I don't think we'll have that issue of drownings and so on. So I think that we should expose them to swimming.
I agree. But when it comes to swimming, there's always that fear, especially to us locals. But what is it that can be done to make the sports more attractive so persons can come on board wanting to learn the sport and be more engaging?
But one of the things I'm also seeing, especially from my club, that parents are now more interested in having children coming to learn to swim. And what I do, let me just plug this here. What I do a lot of times is that sometimes, because we have such an influx of children, what we do as club leaders, we push them on to another club. For example, if a 4-year-old and my speaker, I don't take 4-year-olds in large groups and 5-year-olds. So send them over to Mr. Morton, who might have space, or the parent wants an enclosed area and stuff like that. But I find that parents are now more open to the idea of having their children learn to swim. But it could only get better. And we have to reiterate this. If swimming is recognized as a sport than just having fun. Just like with this track and field, and Mr. Morton, congratulations to him again, and the great work that he did with track and field there in Carifta. They came up with medals. You see, so everybody wants to run. Because it's recognized as a sport in the school, in the federation. Now, when we recognize swimming as a sport, make it part of the curriculum, make it part of the school activity, people recognize this is good. I mean, this because swimming strengthens the mind.
It's sure.
Sometimes I hear parents say, "Oh, the child has so much work to do, assignments," and I would just tell them, "Listen, after this workout, the child's mind is going to be clear and ready to receive what he has to do." So it's also mental development apart from physical development. So we need to get to that level. Otherwise, basically we're gonna just be working harder as a swim federation.
Indeed. There are other sports that once kids learn how to swim, they can go into. Are you familiar with any of those?
Once they learn to swim?
Yes. Other water sports.
There's water polo. Also, you have exposure to join a swim team in university. That will springboard you into other areas. You could also get into diving and high diving and things like that. But everything, and even scuba diving, because we get students who want to go into scuba diving but can't swim. Adults. So they come, they do 6 weeks, learn the basics of swimming, able to swim at least 25 meters, and then they start their diving. So there are some other areas of activities that hangs on being able to swim. Hang on being able to swim.
Okay.
Interesting. So tell us, what other activities or sports are there out there for persons who coming to the club, learn how to swim, and are now competent swimmers, are there any activities or sports that are available for those persons when they become competent swimmers?
Mean here in St. Kitts?
Right.
They get into competitive swimming. That is, they join the national team and they represent. They swim at competitive level, OECS, CARIFTA, World Championships. That is exposure for them. That is development. When you go those places, a coach may see you and ask a question.
Steal your way.
Exactly. What are your intentions? What are your intentions? After school. Well, I want to go off to college. Bam, right? Then he grabs you up. You're going to be part of our team. So it exposes a child to more development and more privileges to education and other stuff like that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And what we are trying to do here as a federation, swimming federation, we're trying to develop and organize local competitions. We have two that we have. Eldon has Blue Marlin that usually on the weekend. Correct me?
Easter, usually on the Easter weekend, but we're having a weekend this time.
Yes. And then there is one in Nevis as well. And we're encouraging the clubs, and also we as an association want to have a calendar where we have different swimming competition because it's important. What we would like is, I think we are working on that right now to have the platforms, go back into the water. And if we can have schools, again, this is where the Ministry of Education comes in and the government on a whole.
I hope you're listening.
To participate in competitions that we will have as a swimming federation. We will invite the schools. We'll have the 25 meter, the backstroke, the freestyle and so on. But we have to again call and implore upon education and sport to embrace this sport of swimming, and hopefully once that is done, we'll be able to see competitions here locally. We would have persons be qualifying for regional competitions and international competitions similar to track and field and those other sports.
I like that.
Awesome. So tell us, for those persons who are watching, tell us, how can they actually sign up and register to be a part of the Federation Club?
Okay, but what we usually do, we choose, if that person meets the criteria, their time, we use swimming, we judge swimming by time, right? Because you could come first, but you have a very slow time. Right, and once you come, yes, in the heats, you could come first in the heat, right? In your category.
Right.
But by the time we reach finals, these guys running 50 meters at 20 seconds and stuff like that, where you did it earlier in your category in 40 seconds, right? So when you reach it, you get the licks. You understand? So once they would have met the criteria, then we select them. There's a selection committee. They go through the process. We select them, make them part of the national team. But most of the time, we choose from the different clubs, and that is what Mr. Morton was alluding to when he said that the clubs have arranged competitions.
Yes.
Bring It, NASC / Bring It. They have that in the fall, and Blue Marlin, we have it usually in Easter with Monday. So we want to encourage more clubs to begin to organize these programs, and then we look at the potential, we look at the swimmers, then we draft them into the national team, where they get more training, more workout, and more structured training in regards to competitive swimming.
That is true. What I do, I deal with mostly the younger kids. Those 2-year-old.
How young?
We actually had the youngest we've had was 1 year.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes. Most of the children, they love the water. Once they love the water, they swim very quickly in a short period of time. So I have mostly, let's say, from 1 year onwards to like 12 years.
Okay.
I have 1 or 2 that are older, and those are aspiring to make the national team.
Oh, good stuff.
I deal with the younger children.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to register their child today who are watching, can they come to either you or Timothy?
Yes, they could go to any one of the club members. If they're in Nevis, they could contact NASC / Bring It.
Before you continue, Eldon, is the federation and the clubs taking kids at this moment?
Yeah, clubs are taking
Always.
children all the
All
time.
right.
Yes,
All right. You
yes,
can
yes.
continue.
Yes.
I just want to make
Right,
sure.
Blue Island has registration form. I think Powder Scene also has a registration form.
Yes.
Okay.
But you cannot per se like you join in the national swimming team.
No,
like
no,
that.
no,
Yeah,
no.
those
Just,
are your
just the
clubs.
beginners.
Right.
Yes.
Go to the clubs.
Yes.
You know, work your way through the clubs, and you work your way up.
Yes.
And that is how you become a member. Register. You apply. You register. You know, make contact and join a club. And because all the clubs are affiliated with the with the national federation. Also, even Red Cross, and Red Cross has a team right now traveling to Germany soon for competition.
Congratulations
so
to them.
they're also affiliated with the St. Kitts Navy Swimming Federation.
Okay. All right. And we can find these forms online, or we have to get in contact with you gentlemen individually?
Well, mine is not online as yet.
Okay, getting there.
Yeah, but you could, reach out to me, and yes.
All right.
Eldon has a Facebook page. I have one
yes,
as well.
that's
And
okay.
we have forms.
Okay, and for
NASC,
Nevis is the same thing?
Yes, NASC has a website.
Okay.
Yes, NASC. So you can go through NASC and you can get in contact with and bring it because
Okay.
they work together
Okay.
basically. Yes.
All right. Well, gentlemen, it was a pleasure indeed speaking to you. I hope parents are watching, aunties, uncles, everybody is watching, and they will sign their kids up so that they can learn to swim. And then eventually, as you heard the gentleman say, they can make their way into the Swimming Federation and go on competitive meets. And one day we're hoping to see our flag flying high in the Olympics with a gold medal in swimming.
Yes.
Government, I also hope that you were listening to, because they were speaking to you. We need to get this sport incorporated in school. We are surrounded by a body of water, so there's no reason why this sport should be left behind. Gentlemen, it was indeed a pleasure speaking with you this morning. I hope to speak with you again sometime soon. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Our pleasure. More Good Morning SKN in a bit.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom. No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Good morning, SKN. Wagwan. Yo, this is Bensley Lad coming to you live from Jamaica. You see it, go already. See me. See me, I say Caribbean people stand up and I love this. This show is very important. You understand me? Yeah, man. Studio 327. Bensley, it's a big up. See me, I say. I'm the whole innocent crew. Yeah, man. More love.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Stress. Yes, stress. It's an inevitable part of our lives. It's important to develop coping mechanisms to ensure that this stress doesn't take over your physical and mental health. This is what we'll be discussing today on as we loosen up. So, stress. Oh my gosh. So, how does stress affect us? And this comes from the Mayo Clinic. Stress is trying to get to my voice. So, stress affects our bodies. We get headaches, muscle tension or pain, chest pain, fatigue, and sleep problems. And there's lots more. But why do we stress ourselves out?
Honestly, I think stress is inevitable. We all go through stress at some point in time. I think it's all natural to be stressed, feel stressed.
It's natural? I don't think so, because we're only supposed to be trying to control what we can control. But when we stress out ourselves, we're trying to control things that are beyond our control, and it's just not working out. So we just add extra weight to our minds and our bodies and every other parts of it.
Well, that's a point. But what if you just can't control it? There's just something that...
But there's certain things we can't control.
There are things that we can't control.
Like waking up?
Waking up?
We don't control that. We don't control our 100.
But first, what do you think stress is?
Stress is just us overthinking and over worrying and trying to fix things that we just cannot fix, trying to control things. As there are lots of saying that says, stop trying to control or hone things that is beyond your control. You control things that are immediately around you. Because let's say world hunger. There's only so much we can do. We can't control everything. I'm trying to find another example of something that we can control. Paying our bills.
That stresses
you. It stresses us, but we can control it, because if we don't pay it, then it backs up on us, right? Exactly. And then what happened, Andre? We stress out, or we just come back from college. We have this whopping loan, and the bank waiting, And as they wait, the interest continues to go up and pour us. And then we want to own houses, we want to own land, we want to have a car. We don't want to be dependent on our parents. But the stress of having to do all of that makes us run right back home. Because we cannot control that. We can't control when we can get a job.
I agree. Well, according to the World Health Organization, they define stress as a state of worry.
A state of worry.
A state of
why?
Or mental tension.
You see, and they tell us not to worry. We have songs that we should never worry. We should never stress, but yet still we worry. Yet still we worry.
But it's also important that in some point in life, an individual will become stressed.
I guess we would become stressed, but stress. And I will continue with how stress affects us. And this comes from the Mayo Clinic. Okay. On our mood, anxiety, restlessness, lack of motivation or focus, feeling overwhelmed, irritability, anger, sadness. Have you ever been stressed and felt all of those in the same time?
I know
at the same time, I should say.
Well, I know when I'm stressed, the body goes through a lot. Personally, profuse sweating, anxious, sleepless, restless. That's just some of the personal experience I have. I am stressed.
Wow. Well, if I'm stressed, it shows in my face. I do get angry. I do get irritable. Believe it or not, guys. Yeah, these things happen to me. And the sadness that makes me feel like, am I depressed? But I'm just stressed.
Right.
Oh, wow.
It is also important that persons know the difference between stress and anxiety. And I think persons confuse the two sometimes. Yes, because I think stress is current, something that you have to deal with at the moment. But I think.
But what if it's prolonged, though, Andre?
Well, if it's prolonged, then that's anxiety. Yes, I mean, according to the World Health Organization, again, they describe stress as in the moment.
Oh, in the moment, okay. And anxiety as?
Anxiety is, it stays with you.
So it builds. So it builds up to anxiety.
It becomes a part of you.
Oh, so stress builds up to anxiety. Wow.
Right.
Wow. And on our behavior, I never even know stress had, because sometimes when you stress, you don't want to eat. But this says on our behavior, stress affects us by we overeat or we undereat. I know I undereat. I just don't eat anything. As you mentioned before, angry outbursts and social withdrawals. We don't want to be our friends. We don't want to be amongst our friends, our family, and that's where I think the depression sets in, because we are stressed about something that we cannot control. We cannot control if we're going to wake up tomorrow. We cannot control the job we get at the moment. I know it may not be the one that we want to, but we just have to be contented and control what we can control and be grateful that we have a job, because somebody doesn't have a job. As there's a saying that says, the job of the employed is the dream of the unemployed.
Right.
Because sometimes you're employed and you're like, I want to do that job, I ain't want to go work, I'm tired, man, able to do that. But come on, we just have to be grateful, because we're basically stressing out ourselves because the mere fact that we don't want to be where we ought to be on the day that we're being paid to be there. It just doesn't work. So we have to control what we can control.
So basically, stress is something that you want to learn to manage.
And how do we manage that?
I mean, there are other ways persons can learn how to manage stress, and there are actually active ways that you can learn how to manage stress, and also inactive ways. So there are several examples. Active ways: exercise.
Yeah, we all know that. We go through a breakup, that's stressful, yes. We suddenly go on an exercise to get happy and look good again, to say, look what you lost.
Right.
Guys, let me know in the comment if that is how some of us go about exercising, just to prove the point that I'm cuter now and you ain't getting this back.
Right. Because, I mean, some persons tend to use some of the inactive ways to relieve their stress. And what I realize is that some of the inactive persons have to be careful when it comes down to inactive ways of treating stress. And some of the ways include watching TV or sit at home and play video games. Those are inactive ways.
But inactive ways to me to waste time.
Exactly. And what you actually realize what's happening is you segregate yourself from society.
And that's what we said, how it can affect social withdrawal.
Exactly. And that too, you have to be careful, because that can lead down to depression.
Stress,
and
really.
You don't really want depression coming from stress.
Nope. We don't want that. So according to the Mayo Clinic, we can manage our stress. Andre said the first one, get active. The second point is to eat a healthy diet. Guys, I know nothing that's healthy tastes good, but it's worth it and it makes you feel better. Like earlier this year and until last month, I was feeling really lethargic. I know I'm great at pretending that all is well, but I was feeling real lethargic. I'm tired by the time I'm done working and I get home. I have to go to bed, and I get up and I still feel terrible. And I had to get myself together. I had to get active. I did a detox. I know I overshare, but just giving you some ideas of what you can do to get better. And I've been exercising, and Nation, GMSKN Nation, and everybody else that's watching. It's been working. I'm bright-eyed, I'm bushy-tailed, I'm back to the old Cortense. I cannot wait to get back to my full 100. But it's been plenty better, and I didn't realize that I was actually stressing myself out because I was like, oh, this is happening to me, and woe is me, and the overeating and eating all the wrong things that I shouldn't eat. But yeah.
So you think stress helps us to stay focused?
No, because when we stress, we can't focus. You're thinking about a way to solve the problem or to do something that we just can't control. So I just think we have to take it one day at a time, as we said. Get active, eat healthy, start. And I think it's a start. It helps us. It helps us. And the next point says avoid unhealthy habits. Yeah. So how can one avoid unhealthy habits? As you said, go outside.
And I mean, I still don't want to recommend the inactive way because, as I said, a lot of persons resort to that when they are stressed. I mean, they
play some games,
watch TV, play games, but that when you lock yourself away from society, that leads to depression, as I said before, and you don't want that at all.
No, you sit down there with the ice cream and your chips, and you play a game. You don't move from there for hours. You don't bathe until you realize, oh, the day's done. I didn't bathe. It's rough out these parts. So this is to meditate. So avoid the unhealthy habits, and then you meditate.
And also simple, just laugh.
Oh.
Walk around with a
smile. Ha 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 ha. Laugh for no reason. Laugh for no reason. And connect with others. And I mean, literally go outside and connect, Andre. Don't connect with me through the phone. When we're outside, put down the phone. Let's have some healthy salad together while we chat, while we catch up, while we try to enlighten each other on something and decide that we can't control what is happening amongst us. Because how we connect these days, all of us gone out and everybody on their phone who is selfieing to put up the next the happening selfie to say, oh, look where I am. Come on.
Speaking of cell phones, I mean, you have some persons, they don't seem to call you during the day. They call you some weird hours at the night.
You don't answer. Put that on.
Well, that just some persons, when they're going through their stress and they want to talk, they just call you any strange hours of the night, and trust me, that just
stress you out too. No, and that's my thing. We have to learn not to bog down people with our problems. You know, even if we're going through something, find a nice way to put it over to our friends, but not talk about that the whole session when we together. Oh no, Lord, we want to be there for you, but sometimes we're going through too, and it's a lot.
And you know, with that late night calling and speaking on the phone late nights, that is also unhealthy, because what it keeps you up and it prevents you from sleeping, and lack of sleep, we all know rest is good for the body. So that there and then add to the stress. Sleepless nights,
because you can't sleep.
Exactly.
And although you would have called Andre and you would have laid all your burdens down on poor Andre, and Andre can't get to sleep, you can't go back to sleep. That's rough.
Right.
And you see, get enough sleep.
Get enough sleep.
So we have to get sleep.
That definitely will relieve some of this stress.
Sleep during the day, y'all. I nap after work. I nap. I get up. I cook. I start doing some research at work. Then I nap again, and then I do some more research, and then I go back to sleep around 11, and then I'm up at 5. Wow. So get as much rest as you can.
Good luck to those who like to sleep during the day. I am a night sleeper.
Really? You just heard how many times I said I rest during the day? If I'm not exercising, because I have my 1 week off when I cannot exercise.
Right.
Listen, I'm napping. I am napping. I can nap, drink coffee, and go right back and have a hard snooze. That's how serious I am about my sleep.
Right. Well, folks, that's all we have for this morning with discussion. I hope we have actually helped in some form to relieve the stress. We're up on the break. Stay with us. Much more on Good Morning SKN when we return.
cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris Lamont. I want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. If you're just joining us, you're now in tune to Expression segment. And in studio this morning, we have local singer Arlene Francis joins us to discuss her new release song, Send Your Fire. So get those tambourines. We're about to have some fun up in here. Let's have a listen.
Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this age, against spiritual wickedness in high places. What? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Every tongue rise up against me, go down in judgment. For my Father name is Jehovah, and He's a consuming fire. Send your fire, Holy Ghost fire. Set ablaze, set ablaze. Send your fire, Holy Ghost fire. Let none my enemies none escape. I can see you plotting, planning against me. Hear you chanting and calling my name, but I laugh and I call on Jehovah, who set fire and set you ablaze. Send your fire, Holy Ghost fire. Set ablaze, set ablaze. Send your fire, Holy Ghost fire. Let none my enemies none escape. You get angry and stir up your sorcery, witchcraft and necromancy. But
Andres, you're enjoying yourself.
That was fun.
He's already enjoying. Yep,
I'm happy to know that you like it.
Awesome. So, Arlene, I noticed in the beginning of the song, you started off with a very inspiring scripture, Ephesians 6, verse 12. Yes. Tell us the importance of that scripture, especially to you.
Yes, the importance of that scripture to me, because when I left from the United States to come here to St. Kitts, it was not always easy. And I realized the transition was harder than I expected.
Wow.
So what I used to do is indulge myself in music, because I like listening to other artists and enjoying myself with them. And after I found out that these challenges were coming, then I thought about that scripture. And that scripture resonated with me because it spoke volumes to me in the situation in which I was in. And so therefore, that's the reason why I started out the song with that particular scripture.
Awesome.
Yes.
So when was the song released?
Well, it was released in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, 2021 it was released then. But what happened, I shied away somewhat. And then I found myself, I said, I better come to the forefront, because people encourage me. They said, people need to hear this song. Most often, sing it in the churches and different things. And that is as far as it would go. But then encouragement from other people told me, you need to get this out there. People need to hear it. It's a testimony. So, yeah.
Nice.
Interesting. So tell us, Arlene, what was the inspiration behind this song?
So the inspiration behind, in fact, I did not really call myself a singer. What happened, I was more of a poet. People know me as doing poetry. And I would do that in the US, I'll do that down here. But what happened after I was in that dilemma of coming back to St. Kitts and did not know how to progress and using that scripture, then the Spirit of the Lord began to deal with me. And while I was in there dancing to Sinach and all those other artists, then a voice came up within me and said, those same songs are within you. So I was like, in me, So as a poet, I began to write. And then after I began to write, then the music began to come within my mind. So then I began to put the music to the lyrics of the words. And after putting the music to the lyric of the words, I was inspired, because even though it came from me, it was actually my testimony. So I was not really fighting against natural flesh, but these were spiritual warfare that I was fighting against. So that the verses to those songs gave me preeminence over what I was going through and brought victory to me. Yeah.
You said you didn't know you could sing. It was told to you that you can. So when did you fully discover
Well,
that you had that?
Yeah, well, I fully discovered it by sometime practicing by myself. I'll be in my room and I'll be singing and different things like that, and not wanting to be like others, but was encouraged to hear them sing. And sometime in the back of my mind, I was like, boy, sometime I wish I could sing like that. Not covetously, but with the idea of that it can be impactful, because many people were blessed, many people were encouraged, and I realized that songs are birthed through pain a lot of times, and your struggles and your experiences, because the song that I just wrote was both, like I said, through my experience. So therefore, when I began to sing by myself, and like I resort back to that voice that told me it's in you, I believed it, and then I banked upon it, and then voila, here comes this song.
Awesome.
Yeah, here comes this song. So yeah, it was very encouraging to me, because really and truly I liked it, but I did not know it was that strong until other people began to listen to it. And it was like, oh, it's like, really, is it that, strong? And I'm just happy that it could be an encouragement to many.
It's very impactful to me.
Yeah. I see you over there dancing. And I see you nodding your head.
Indeed. Any challenges while you were writing and when you were ready to produce a song?
Yeah, well, the only challenge I had, it's amazing, because you write it, but then you have to learn it. Yeah, you write it, and then you had to learn it, and then you had to. I cannot play music, so therefore you had to find somebody that would be able to put the music to it. And thankfully, I must say, thank to M1. He's a music producer here on the island of St. Kitts.
M1, you said?
Yes, M1. Yeah. So I did said I was gonna give a shout out to him because he was my inspiration as well, right?
Nice.
Yeah. So he is his studio is Grounded Records. That's his studio. And his email address is grounded, GROUNDED@gmail.com.
Okay, so that's
M1. So I appreciate it for M1.
Was that song your first song that you wrote ever in life?
Interestingly, you asked that because the first song that I wrote that I kind of shied away from was Let Your Will Be Done.
Okay.
And I did that specifically because I did not too much want to transition to come back to St. Kitts, but I was sent back here by God. You got to follow his will. He says, I want you to give back to children. Yeah, so that's the real. He said, you have already given back to America. I want you to go back to the islands and give back to children. Wow. So I had to leave everything and come. So it was somewhat challenging for me, you must understand. So God encouraged me through songs. So the first song that I started out with was Let Your Will Be Done, let your will in heaven concerning me in the earth be done. And it had some drama to it, right? Yeah. But this one is the one that really took off. And because I have it on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's copyrighted. So, but I haven't really branched it out much. Okay. You understand? So I'm just grateful for the opportunity now that listeners can hear it.
Okay, so do you plan to put it on iTunes anytime soon?
Yeah, I want to be able to, you're going to help me, right? Yeah, we're going to try to get it out there because like I says, I want it to be able to be a blessing because when you listen to it, everybody have their struggles, everybody has stressful environments. And when you listen to that, it can be uplifting depending on what situation that you're in. Yeah.
So apart from Send the Fire, what the other songs do you have out there? Apart from Send the Fire.
Well, I do have that one, Let Your Will Be Done, and then I have 2 more coming up that M1 is working on. So we're gonna release that. Yes. It's like when you start one, then the others start rolling, Right. They start rolling in. So we're just giving a little bit at a time. Yeah.
And what's the feedback like from the public?
Well, the feedback from the public is pretty good. You will get the little waver and just wave it in the air and different things. I wasn't used to that until I came back here. It's like, wow, what like the way, I mean, I'm from St. Kitts, but then I've been away for some time. But when you come back and you see those gospel singers and the people in the church just getting their rag and waving it, whatever they have in their hand, they wave it. If that's true, they wave it. But then I realized that they was enjoying themselves and getting excited. So therefore, when I began to sing that song and some of them came out and they were waving, I was like, wow, they're really enjoying it. So the feedback was pretty good. I get a lot of encouragement. But I somewhat not one that is like to be pushed out there. So you have others that is telling me, go ahead and get it out. Go ahead and get it out. Yeah.
So how you mentioned that you attend the Church of God of Prophecy. How inspirational is your pastor or your bishop in your life?
Well, everybody know Bishop Webb.
Yes.
They call him the dancing pastor.
Yes.
They call him the they call him the dancing pastor. So he is my pastor, and usually he get out there and he get radical, right? So the first time that I got on stage and I sang, he says, Sister Francis, I did not know you could sing in slappers because I went up there and I was just dancing and singing type of shoes that I have on. But he was actually one of my inspiration. Yeah, but most of all, it was actually God because like I said, I did not even know that I had this within me. You understand? So yeah, but I am encouraged by those that hear it.
Yes.
And it gives me a boost to just go forward and make some more.
Awesome. So as an upcoming artist, what are some of your future plans?
Well, I want to be able to maybe travel, you know, and show my voice, let others know. And everything that I do it on the line of experience, for my experience, and hope that my experience will help other people that may have gone through similar experience or the same experiences. So every song that I write, and write with a purpose in mind. So I want to be able to get out there, travel around the world, tell people, or even my music, me bodily may not be able to go.
Yes.
But if my music can extend beyond my natural boundaries to other vicinities, that would be very inspirational. I would think that I have accomplished the task that I've been assigned to do, making sure that everybody, as much people as possible, hear it and most likely be blessed from it.
Amen.
Just like how I was blessed from others. I want others to be blessed by me. Yeah.
So you said the song is on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube and you just type in Send Your Fire by Arlene Francis.
Yes.
Yeah, some people around the islands have been playing it because I've been going to local places and that have their little shacks and different things like that, different stores. And I say, when I hear music playing in Rams and different places, I say, I'm on YouTube, you could play this, you could play this. And then,
Nice.
And then
I love how you're promoting
and then
yourself.
one of them would say, I hear your song today. I mean, I've been playing often. I've been jamming to it. And then it encourages me because it made me realize that I am not just the only one that is blessed from it, but others are blessed from it. My coworkers encourage me and family encourage me. Church members encourage me.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yes.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff.
So what's next for you now that you're out there and you're working on other stuff? What is next?
Well, there's so much that I have within me to do. I want to be able to also go around to different schools.
Okay.
Different schools might use my experiences and also use the songs to help teenagers and children alike, because really and truly one of these songs was being sung in one of the preschools and the teachers was telling me how they were dancing how we're dancing to it. And then I got a video from England and one of the grandparents says, this is my child. The child looked like she's about 1. This is my child's favorite song. It showed me him singing and dancing to it. It really encouraged me. So on a worldwide basis, I want to be able to get it out and use that to encourage people, challenges in adults, children, and teenagers. You understand? So this can be a doorstep for me to help others. You understand? Because you could also increment it with different things, different avenues, behavior problems. You understand? Just use that.
So, Arlene, for those persons who are watching and would like to get in touch with you, actually having an event, and they would like to book Arlene to be on their show, how can people reach out to you and actually add you to?
Yes. So, that's good. So you could add me as using my email address. And my email address is Alice, ALICE, Arlene, ARLENE, 1969 at outlook.com.
Awesome.
Yes, it's Alice Arlene 1969 at outlook.com.
Awesome stuff. Well, Arlene, time really flies.
Yes, I know it does.
Sure does.
It sure does. And so we want to thank you for coming into Studio 327 this morning. We wish you nothing but the best and good luck on your endeavors.
Thank you very much. And remember at the end, send your fire.
Indeed,
I like that.
indeed.
I felt it already. And the red claw too. Definitely fire. Definitely fire.
Well, there you have it, guys. Arlene Francis in our session of finding your talent, and she has done well. She has been impacting lives right here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And so we look forward to hear bigger things from her in the near future. Stay with us. Much more on Good Morning SKN when we return.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moen Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
What would you do? Yes, in this segment of What Would You Do, Andre and I will be going through a list of what would you do scenario questions. I can't even ask you what would you do. Absolutely nothing right now because we do not know what we are about to do. So once we get our prompts, we'll definitely know what we would do in the situation.
I'm interested to see what this one gonna do.
Exactly. What if the police come for you? What are you gonna do?
Run.
Of course. Run. So what would you do if you found out you could stop time? Stop it. Stop it. Try my best to accomplish everything in the time that I would have stopped it for, and then press play, having a tongue tie moment. What would you do?
I would certainly take all the advantage of that. I would have just stopped the time, do what I have to do, make sure I please Andre, and just be selfish.
You'll be selfish for stopping the time. All right, so we both would stop the time. Yeah, I would stop it.
Of course. What would you do if you were kidnapped? Lord, what is this?
Andre, what would you do if you were kidnapped?
Depends on the situation, depending on the individual, because if I am being kidnapped, depending on who, what if I'm kidnapped by a female? Yes, what if I'm being kidnapped by a female?
But Andre, she might be a mean female.
Well, I could manage a female.
Okay.
I could overpower a female.
Oh, so you intend to overpower Andre? She just might surprise you.
That's true, but I mean, the question is, what would you do?
If you so what would I do? I would hopefully talk my kidnappers to death and hope that they let me go.
Hope?
Yeah, because I have to hope, because they might just not like me talking to them, so they might just get rid of me. So as I said, hope. So talk them to death, so they'll throw me out the car or something.
I see.
Yeah, so that's what I would do. GMSK Nation, what would you do? Let us know in the comments.
I definitely don't know what I would have done if I'd been kidnapped.
Well, I am hoping that my talking will get me out of it.
Talking?
Just talking non-random things. Just talking the head off. Just talking too much.
I suppose they said they don't want to hear anything.
But that's a business. I'm still talking, so they definitely might God done me or throw me out the gap. Either way. Mm-hmm.
And the next one is, what would you do if your cell phone fell in the toilet?
Ew. What would you do?
Depends on the type of model phone. If it's one of them bangers, that could stay right in there. Just flush it right down. But my good iPhone 14 Pro Max.
So what if there's some extra activities in there? Would you still reach in and get it?
Definitely not listen.
No. Listen. Our reaction might be so quick. We just phone out, wipe off.
I know.
Oh gosh.
I will no fear at all. I'll just dive right in.
Look at what iPhones look. You see, the Apple got us in trouble from the beginning, and it's still getting us in trouble because we're not gonna save the banger, but we're gonna save the iPhone.
I know.
Wow.
But look, good thing is some of these phones nowadays are water resistant.
Yeah,
could stay a little bit in that water.
I guess people wrote into the company and said we had some accidents, so they decided to just put in the extra feature.
I know.
Oh, I can't wait to see what person say in the comments if they would take their phone out of the loop.
Can't wait to see this one.
Yes,
too.
Indeed. What would you do if money didn't matter? I wouldn't care about it, because right now it matters to us because we ensure we show up for work, because we have bills to pay, we have obligations. But if it didn't matter, it won't matter to me.
That's true.
Why am I hoarding it? To do what with it?
But come to think of it, it's since recently persons start to use money, Back in those days, persons used to use what?
The bartering system.
Barter system. So money has no value. People give money value.
Indeed. For real, no?
Yes.
Because the value of us exchanging goods meant more.
There you go.
Hey, money run the tongue now, because everybody wants to know they have some dollars in their pocket.
Certainly does. It certainly does.
And as they say, money is the root of all evil. Imagine that.
All can't do without it, but we just don't want to like it too much.
Yeah, we need it. But as Andre said, don't run after it with your life.
And this one says, what would you do if you woke up in the morning and found out you were 6 years old again? I would love to be 6 years old again.
No bills, mommy and daddy food.
And
yes.
Not only that, to some decision that you actually would have made if I was to become young again. Oh my God, I would definitely make those mistakes no more.
No more, because coming up at 13, there will be a boy that will break my heart. Pass that boy straight. It could be like a game, yeah.
I know. I would definitely want to be a 6-year-old again.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Tell us, GNSK Nation, what would you do if you woke up and you were 6 years old again? What would you do? I can't wait to see these contents here.
But check this. If you were 6, when you knew that you were a little mischievous, so in the next 2 hours you wake up 6, you're not gonna do the thing that you did before, because your mother gonna wash you out a little bit.
Exactly.
So yeah, going back to 6 mightn't be bad, because 6 is a kind of a good one. 6 is a kind of a good age. Yeah, learn from your mistakes, including in school. And
this one says, what would you do if you were at home alone at night and heard someone in your house?
Scream. Yes.
I would simply hide. I would hide. Nobody know your place like you do.
Yeah, but I need to scream because I need the neighbors to know that somebody's in there that shouldn't be in here. So I would be like, stranger danger, thief. Somebody in my place.
And they're gonna go. What if they aren't?
Well, I'm hidden, but I am speaking, Andre. They don't know where to shoot. As you said, I know my house better than anybody. They don't know where to chop. They don't know where to throw anything. So see, I would alert.
In the night, so that means it's dark. They don't know where the switch is. So I would simply hide. They don't
and wait?
Of course, just let them do what they have to do. Hide.
So when they find you eventually, I know you're watching them all the time. Then stranger danger.
That's where you come in, scream.
No? When I could have screamed all the time and they would have run out there. Andre, soon as thieves or people that steal in your place hear songs, they run.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. They get frightened.
Exactly. So
open your mouth and shout. Thief.
Come out, my place. Indeed. You can have any type of pet you want with no limit on size or expense. What type of animal would you choose? I'm gonna choose a dog.
A dog? That's so common.
But a dog is a man's pet. I want a dog. I'm not choosing anything else. Everything else just can't help me with nothing. A dog, I could send it for my slippers, as even Alexis said. She had a parrot. Her parrot can do stuff for her. But not as much as a dog.
Come to think of it, you just say parrot. I would definitely want a parrot.
No, I want a dog.
My first time going to Nevis, I think, and we went to the gardens. I was introduced to them parrots, and they were so beautiful. And it was my first time hear a parrot talk. I would love a parrot.
They don't have parrots where you're from?
They do, but I've never heard a parrot talk. I
heard
they do, but it was my first time hearing one speak. So I would want a parrot. Put him in my place, because I've been getting a lot of visitors these days, and I would love for my parrot to tell me what's happening when I'm not there.
I want a dog. As soon as they see the dog, that will ensure, and a big one too, that would ensure that they don't come in my place.
Interesting.
Did you see the dog that she had? You see, there's this big dog up where I live, Blue. And I know once people see Blue, they don't even think twice about going into Blue's yard because he's big. He looks like a boss. So I would want a dog. I'm sticking.
Stick to your dog.
Standing my ground. I'm getting a dog.
Stick with my parrot.
You go ahead with your chatty parrot.
So you are informed that an upcoming storm will destroy your house and all your possessions. Which 3 items would you choose to save? Interesting. 1, my cell phone. 2, all essential documents, my birth paper, my passport, my driver's license.
3, that's plenty.
Well, there
3,
you go.
1, 2, 3.
Just grab and go. Phone, birth paper, passport.
Okay. So you know you're missing something because what happened when the phone died? You didn't take the charger. I just want my passport. I just want my wallet.
But wait there, where we going in this storm with the passport?
Friend, we need something to identify us. So if we have to ship out, we definitely need a passport to cover the water. So my passport, my wallet, and a big jug of water.
Water?
Yeah.
Who gonna struggle with jug of water?
Me. Because if I have nothing to eat, I can drink from the fountain and be hydrated.
I guess.
Yep, those 3. I don't even want the phone because it's gonna die eventually, and then we're gonna have nowhere to plug it. So we ain't gonna have no power. So I don't want a phone. No, so my wallet, my passport, and a big jug of water. That's it.
Interesting. You can go back in time and uninvent something.
Uninvent.
What invention would you erase from history?
Oh my God. What invention would you erase from history? Which one?
I can't wait to see what GMSK Nation have to say about this one because I am starstruck.
I don't know. Which one would I take out? What would I...
Well,
oh my God.
We leave this one to GMSK Nation. Guys, we're up on the break. Time really flies when we're having fun. So.
I still don't know. What would I uninvent?
Stay with us, guys. Much more when we return. And good morning, SKN.
Can I uninvent greed? No, I don't think I can. No, because that's an attribute that we're born. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to uninvent. That one was hard.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moen Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Cheers.
An exotic experience.
Okay, in this edition of Time Machine, we are traveling back 3 decades to the 90s. Oh my gosh, y'all are aging me. We will be going over some things the 90s were known for in our 4 categories of fashion, movies, snacks, and games. So join the conversation and let us know in the comments if you remember any of these items. Can't wait. I'm from the 90s, so yeah, of course, 90s.
3 decades old.
All right. Ghost. Oh, I remember Ghost. Oh, only the other day and I saw this the other day because his wife was actually on the Today Show and she was talking about her husband. And she said her favorite movie that he was in was Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember this story.
I too remember Ghost. I remember distinctively.
Oh, okay.
She was my favorite character.
In Ghost.
Yep.
And my favorite, the part of this movie that I remember is the part when he was helping the lady with the pottery in the pottery class. Yeah, that's the only part I actually remember for real though. The only part. I don't remember any other parts of this movie. But yeah, Ghost. I'm looking at the clothes, the big hair, and the man Patrick.
90s vibe.
90s, yep. And they came back recently, but they're flopped out again to come around shortly.
Yeah.
Indeed. What other movies do we have, y'all? Oh.
Terminator 2, Judgment Day. I love this movie.
I'll be back.
I love it. I remember when what's his name? Arnold
Schwarzenegger, yeah.
I remember when he came to rescue the guy and he was like Catherine Brewster. I
can't remember that part. The only thing I remember from any of the Terminator is I'll be back.
There was these two characters. There was this,
but I think the Catherine Brewster, now you say.
Yes, this beautiful lady in the red dress. And how she met her demise, I think she was running through a train channel and not knowing that, as the name suggests, Terminator, they are made from metal. They're made from metal, and so she didn't realize that she had metal internally. And so when she was going through that tunnel, the magnet, so her body got stuck onto the magnet. It was amazing. It was amazing. I love Terminator. Judgment Day was a good one.
I guess he's feeling him to see if he's human. Touch the flesh. Touch the flesh.
Behind this, all this flesh is actually
tin
metal.
Yeah,
because I remember they use this fire and spray it at the face.
His face, yeah, and then
all his face, half his
looking
face,
like Two-Face.
right?
Yeah,
So half his face was human and half was metal.
Metal, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
I'll be back.
That's it. That's it.
My favorite part. Yeah. Oh yes.
Jurassic Park.
Who could ever forget Jurassic Park?
This was an interesting one.
Yep. And do you realize the person that would have starred in this Jurassic Park, he was in the most recent Jurassic Park. They had like alumni from at least 3 Jurassic Parks, I think. Yeah. 3 sets of Jurassic Parks.
I heard the name, didn't want to watch it.
So you didn't watch the most recent Jurassic Park?
No.
Well, the recent one is when they build this whole like containment for them, and then they were doing research and they were building some locusts that they were getting to eat people who didn't buy into their business's feel. And yeah, but eventually they had to end up, well, the stars ended up burning the place down. And then there was this one dinosaur, he was such a bully. He used to bully all the other dinosaurs, so the other 2 dinosaurs just ganged up on him and killed him in the end.
I have catching up to do. Jurassic Park, I'll definitely tune into that one.
It's a nice one. I just
this was a good one. Give me my Samba. Samba was the wicked
Simba.
Simba was the wicked lion, or the
Simba was the baby.
The baby, of course.
And Mufasa. I'm trying to remember. Scar was the wicked one with his scar. Yes. Yeah. There was a little meme the other day going around with Simba and his dad walking Mufasa, and his dad was like, Simba. Basically, Simba was moving too slow, so his father was like, he had to told Simba to Mufasa. So basically, Mufasa, right?
Wow.
But they use his name.
Right.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Lion King. It's actually one of the first cartoon that have me tear up.
Oh,
yes.
I tear up for everything, so it would be nothing new. And I enjoyed Timon and Pumbaa too. Remember the warthog and the, oh Jesus. If you want a fat pig, come and get a fat pig. Teasing the hyenas.
Coming up soon, Lion King.
I wonder with whom, because Simba already premiered his and Nala's kid. So I wonder if it's his and Nala kid premiering their kid, because it seems like this is going to be around for generations to come. But this was nice. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, let's get into this. Walk.
90s fashion.
And they're back. They're back. Roll jeans are back with those same sort of shoes. I'm trying to.
I think this was recent. Was this in the 90s?
Everything that's coming back in these clothes that we wear are from back then.
But if you look at it, you know, persons are no longer wearing long trousers again, you know.
You mean
just as how, look at this,
the roll pants? The roll pants are back with those same kind of Keds sneakers, or the Puma, or the Adidas sneakers.
Right.
Exactly, they're back. The same things. And as I just said with Whoopi's and Patrick and the ladies' outfits, they were back the other day, the bright colors. Now they're gone again to return again.
Interesting. But
yeah.
No one's wearing long trousers these days. I think it's a style to wear, to have it by your ankle, so that maybe...
Some people are, the older guys. True. They're still wearing them long, and they're still wearing them almost under their breasts.
Yeah. And 4 inches away from the leg.
Yeah. Of
big,
course,
baggy
big.
pants. Hell no.
Well, those folks came from that era, and they're keeping that era. They're not slimming the pants. You see, like you gentlemen now with your slim pants, and you you look like you got the forecast that the flood was coming. So just in case if you walk in town, your pants isn't gonna get wet. But yeah, styles are back.
Back in Jamaica, they say it seems you took your measurement in water.
Exactly. Yeah, moon rings.
Mood rings.
Mood, yeah. They said they change color according to if you're happy,
mood?
if you're sad. I don't know.
I wasn't aware of this one at all. From the 90s.
Mm-hmm. No, if you see the stones, Andre, they're kind of white.
Yes.
So when they have tinges of black or blue, you know your mood's low. So if the stone stay clear and white, your mood's good.
Interesting.
I actually have one.
Interesting.
I have a mood ring.
This wasn't a part of my era at all. It's good to see this. I didn't know this.
Oh.
Mood rings.
Mood rings. Shaped like the moon, huh? Look at that. Shocking colors, we call them. What y'all call them?
Windbreakers.
Windbreakers. Eh? Yep. That was the dealio.
I remember these jackets. Everybody in one of
Saved
them.
by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
You remember Saved by the Bell wearing these? Mr. Crosby having these on.
Yes.
These were the hits. My mother believed in a windbreaker.
These were the fashion.
Fashion back
Everyone
then.
had one of these back in the 90s.
Don't talk about the whole suit.
I know.
In living color, the one that's in front remind me of living color because the guys wore the entire suit.
Right.
Oh my gosh, GMSK Nation, how are you reminiscing with us? Do you remember these things? Ooh.
Combat boots.
Doc Martens. Now they're famous because we don't say combat boots anymore, we say Doc Martens.
Or simply booty. Simply booty.
No,
but these are what's wearing today, currently.
I think people used to call them soldier boots.
Soldier boots or booties.
Yes.
Yeah, combat boots.
That's what I tell you, Doc Martens. Doc Martens making a killing off of these.
Yep.
Does everybody want a pair of Doc Martens?
I like them.
Yeah.
I love them.
They're comfortable shoes and they last for years.
That's true.
Years. I know I had former coworkers that wear these. Some of them had them in the shortcuts, and they have these boots for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Yeah, that's how long they go. Years. They even take a while to rub down the sole. I don't know whatever they make it with.
But doesn't those kind of boots give you like hurt the back of your ankle?
No. These ones from Doc Marten, they have comfort soles, etc., etc.
Got you.
Yeah. Snacks.
90s snacks.
Let's see.
Ooh, freeze pops.
Still here. So they've never left.
I know. Back home we call them Kisco.
Why Kisco?
Kisco, because I guess it's always in your mouth. So you're kissing on it.
Freeze pops. Well,
freeze pops.
We call them ice pops. Oh.
Ooh, potato sticks.
I hated them when they came out, but I got accustomed to them and I like them with relish.
I had to be careful when eating potato sticks because they will always stick to the top of your gum.
Oh, yes. And then to get them out.
Right.
But yeah, they weren't my thing when they came out.
I remember these.
But people put them on hot dogs. I don't eat hot dogs, so I just put them on the relish and just eat them. I put relish on them either way. Yeah. Dunkaroos. I don't remember Dunkaroos, but I remember the Kraft biscuits or the sticks with the cheese.
Right.
Those,
I remember the Kraft stick. Yes.
But I don't remember
yes.
the Dunkaroos, no.
Or cheese sticks. Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos almost remind me of Danish cookies because of the shape.
But these in St. Kitts? Dunkaroos? Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest. That's why I said I only know about the Kraft ones.
Right,
Yeah. If they were, my mom wouldn't buy us that because she would say it's unhealthy.
Tell us, GMSK Nation, were these in St. Kitts?
These were
fruit rolls up.
But you know what? I didn't like the adverts. They show us one thing and then when you get in and you try to do it, it didn't work like that. So yeah. My 6-year-old self will know. Don't believe everything you see on TV.
That's it. That's correct.
Yep. Alrighty. It's that time. We're having too much fun.
I know. Time really flies when we're having fun.
Yep.
Guys, it's that time when we say so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now until we meet again. So long, farewell. I can go on and on and on. Thank you for joining us today, guys. It was an awesome show this morning. Tune in daily where you'll find a little bit of everything for everyone. Get your friends and family to watch. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube at Studio 327 Inc. and Instagram at Good Morning SKN. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, and share. Also, check out our website at studio327inc.com to learn more about GMSKN and Studio 327.
Indeed. And thank you for those of you who are subscribing and continue to subscribe. We totally appreciate it. Well, this is my part where I say leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. I swear every part was my favorite, especially the last part. The windbreakers brought back so much memories.
Indeed.
So guys, I hope you will continue to have yourselves a great day. You'll share some smile, you'll share some love, you'll say something kind to someone today, and you'll also be kind to yourself. So thank you for watching as usual, and see you tomorrow, Friday. Yes, we're at the end of the week. The days are going fast, the month is going fast, the time is going fast. But
Indeed.
I hope that our time with you this morning was splendid, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 8 a.m. when you will wake up, grab your coffee, you will grab your device, you will get yourself to work early so you can, sneak your phone behind the desk, and watch us. Yes. And start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SK. And see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a great day. But if you can't, as Tabitha Brown would say, please don't go messing up nobody else's. Bye, guys.
Have a productive day, guys.